Hello everyone, this is R.S. Miller at the endtimenews.org and today is August 31st, 2013. This is your Fast Track Report. Syria expects a military attack at any moment, a security official told AFP on Saturday, just hours after UN experts probing a suspected gas attack blamed on the regime left the country. We are expecting an attack at any moment. We are ready to retaliate at any moment, said the security official, who wished to remain anonymous. U.S. President Barack Obama on Friday gave his clearest indication yet that an attack was imminent after his intelligence experts concluded Syria's regime had unleashed poison gas on civilians. A Kuwaiti paper cited by Israeli radio Saturday quoted Gulf sources as saying that the U.S. plans to strike on Saturday or Sunday at the latest. The paper quoted diplomatic sources as saying that America will launch strikes in Syria from various bases, including those in Turkey and Cyprus, according to the Times of Israel. Meanwhile, UN chemical weapons investigators left Syria on Saturday, increasing speculation that an attack is imminent. The UN team had been in Syria 4 days investigating the poison gas attack that killed nearly 1,500 people, of which 426 were children. The inspectors left Syria and arrived in Lebanon and will begin their analysis of evidence gathered as well as reviewing the witnesses' statements. In remarks on August 30th, Secretary of State John Kerry said, "We know that the Assad regime has the largest chemical weapons program in the entire Middle East. We know that the regime has used those weapons multiple times this year and has used them on a smaller scale, but still it has used them against its own people, including not very far from where last Wednesday's attack happened. We know that the regime was specifically determined to rid the Damascus suburbs of the opposition, and it was frustrated that it hadn't succeeded in doing so." Secretary Kerry continued, "The United States government now knows that at least 1,429 Syrians were killed in this attack, including at least 426 children. Even the first responders, the doctors, nurses, and medics who tried to save them, they became victims themselves. We saw them gasping for air, terrified that their own lives were in danger. This is the indiscriminate, inconceivable horror of chemical weapons. This is what Assad did to his own people." He goes on to say, "The president has been clear. Any action that he might decide to take will be a limited and tailored response to ensure that a despot's brutal and flagrant use of chemical weapons is held accountable." Russian President Vladimir Putin said that it would be utter nonsense for Assad to use chemical arms and demanded that the U.S. provide proof to the United Nations. Syrian government troops are on the offensive and have surrounded the opposition in several regions. In these conditions, to give a trump card to those who are calling for military intervention is utter nonsense, Putin told reporters in Vladivostok. Friends, the flames of the Syrian crisis are expanding and threatening to engulf the entire region and quite possibly the world. Any sort of U.S. military action against the Assad regime without UN approval, which includes Russia and China, will place the U.S. in direct conflict with an angry Russian bear. Although President Putin stated last week that Russia would not go to war over Syria, he is still distrustful of the U.S. and NATO because of how the Libyan situation back in 2011 developed. President Putin felt duped and continues to harbor pent-up frustrations. Perhaps this will be Putin's revenge. Are you saved? Follow the link in the box below and pray the prayer of salvation with a sincere heart, and you will be saved. May God bless you.